Good evening, everyone. Jakester here. Tonight we're going to race at, I believe it's a fictional track, the Arizona Speedway. It's, if I remember right, 1.5 miles. Let's see. Arizona Speedway, 1.5 mile track. 101 laps for a 151 mile race. Our Bush League drivers, we've got Adam Gerber-Forian, who's the points leader right now. He's been pretty hard to beat. With all the news for next season, the Bush Lights, as they'll be called next year, the Sylvania Bush League,
touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want.
Is gonna shrink down to a 32 car field, so only the best of the best will be eligible for the Bush Series. That way we're given a little bit more regulation on who moves up into the Cup Series. It's going to be, I hope it's not going to be as terrible as Formula One, but it might be more on the lines of NASCAR, where you're going to have a few people each year and maybe even during the season that are going to drop back from the Cup down to the Bush Lights. We'll see. I'm going to run it, and we're going to see who's got, a terrible season going, and that'll mire them back a league, and that'll bring a new contender up into the Cup Series. So this year, though, it's mostly just a trial run. Everyone in the trucks and the Bush Series are eligible to get worked into Cup. So it's gonna be interesting to see who does pull off the championship in the Sylvania Bush League. I've constantly felt like the Bush League sounds like a bad place to be, so that's why next year they're going to be called the Sylvania Bush Lights. Like the Supercross has their Supercross, the 450s and the 250s. You got your main class and your light class. So that's kind of the angle I'm going with here for the Bush Lights. Tyler Disharoon looks like he's going to be pole setter. Cam Jordan, who's had a rough couple weeks, setting second so far. Micah Mixer. Adam Gerber-Forian, your points leader, is going to try to maintain that points lead this evening. Fourth place on track is going to be, it's all his to lose if he drops spot from where he starts. Then you got Craig Bush, Chris Hergeson, JD Arrington, Justin Daytu, Tyler Fink, Jules T-Roll, Lucas Holmes, Logan Nagy, Lynn Farrell, Roland Heidfeld, Dusty Redding, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Tyler Aspinall, Bella Fawn, Connor Cooper, Justin Patrick, Ryan Blaney, Josh Harrison, Dave Wilson, Clarence Bonner, Tristan Reams, Nelson Morrison, Brian Clark, Ewan Army, who's going to have quite a trek to the front tonight, starting deep in the pack. Ethan Creech, Skylar Dixon, Tyler Landa, Noah Hobson, Adam Starr, Driver X, and Nadak Hagum. So let's get this show on the road as our pole sitter Tyler Disharoon and Cam Jordan hold up the front.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
job, boys. Coming at you. Let's make it a go, man. Let's have some fun. Kick some butt.
The USA Trucks continues to grow rapidly as we are now up to 35 entries. And just at the beginning of the season, we only had 22 entries. So we're going to have a bunch of truck drivers eligible. If they can't make it to Cup for 2023, they'll be up here in the Bush League fighting for it. Early lead goes to Tyler Disharoon as the two teammates of Craig Bush and Micah Mixer charge through Cam Jordan. Adam Gerber-Forian, fortunately on the inside lane there, is going to make up some positions, it looks like. With a little bit of help from JD Arrington, you got Tyler Fink, Lucas Holmes, and Chris Hergeson within the top 10 here. Cam Jordan's stuck in the sucker groove here as it's sucking him back. Adam settles into third here as Craig is second and Tyler Disharoon is your current leader. It's been a while since our last race. It's only been a week, but it seems like a long time. Our point standings for the Bush League. Tyler Disharoon currently sits fourth, 43 points back. With Adam Gerber-Forian as your points leader, Ewan What Army's in second, 30 points back. Ewan What Army currently running in 34th place on track. So he's got a lot of track to make up here in the early running. And then Justin Day2 is our third place points. He's sitting sixth on track right now. He's looking to make up 43 points on Adam. Clarence Bonner is our fifth place driver, 61 points back. And Clarence currently in the 99 car. Let's see where he is. Mid-pack, he's roughly about 18th, 19th, 20th. And he's in a pack of 3 wide here. This might be a wreck that we're watching. Looks like Ewan What Army is making some moves up to the front here. Wide is oh so hairy there going into turn 1. Clarence Bonner looks like he's about to drop to the very rear. Our top 5 is kind of bunched up here as JD Arrington and Tyler Fink have closed in on the top 3. still not certain how the last stretch of this season is going to go, whether I go with a playoff style finish or if I stick with a running tally on the whole season for the point standings. It seems like we're getting quite separation at the front, so a playoff style finale would be, at least it would be more entertaining to watch. I can kind of adapt what I've got for the truck series already and work it into the Bush League here. Some of our top contenders tonight are having a struggle, as you and What Army is mired deep in the pack here, as well as Adam Starr in the 27, Jules T-Roll, who's a multi-winner in the season so far. Logan Nagy had at one point been as high as second in the points. He's seen the front of the point standings slip away from him here in the later races. Tyler Aspinall's having a decent run here. Looking good with about to crack into the top 10 here. He'll be pulling double duty here after tonight. He'll be racing in his ILAC series tomorrow and Saturday. And so any of y'all that are interested in checking out those races should tune in. I know that a lot of the viewers from my Discord side joined his channel but can't get into his series. But it does sound like there's going to be a secondary league opening up for 2023, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be fun. Adam Gerber-Forian's dropped quite a few spots. He was running third, and now he's mired all the way back to 8th. So maybe the late run, he doesn't have quite the late run car as some of these other guys do. My 2022 season is going to be pretty frantic for the trucks in the Bush series, as I came about building these series mid-season, well, at least mid-season for my Cup. It's going to be like it was this week and the week before that, where I have a race on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Going forward into next year, I'm hoping to perhaps limit it to a Wednesday, Thursday ordeal. where I would do the trucks on Wednesday night and then the Busch Lights as well as the Cup Series back to back on Thursday. That way the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we got the ILAC Series racing on Friday, Saturdays. And then Sunday we should leave reserved for the NASCAR Cup guys so that we're not trying to compete against them. So far, 23 laps into this event and no cautions. Everyone's still out there running. Our slowest driver on track is the number 02 of Nadat Kagam. Current leader is Tyler Disharoon in the number 28. As mentioned previously, some of our heavy hitters are struggling in this race. Ewan Wood Army as well as Adam Starr sitting 22nd and 24th on track right now. And then you got Jules T-Roll in 21st even. Cam Jordan started up front and he's dropped all the way back to 16. Good run from Lynn Farrell, who's running 7th right now. Our lead pack is definitely tightened up here as JD Arrington is closing in on Tyler Disharoon. Craig Busch has fallen from 2nd to 4th. And Tyler Fink is about to get up into 2nd here. Our lead pack starts to separate away again here as Tyler Fink is running behind Disharoon. Craig Bush getting himself back into third there. Adam Gerberian just now gets back into seventh, passing Lynn Farrell. And we still have Tyler Aspinall running in 11th. He hasn't been able to get into the top 10 yet. Cam Jordan dropped another spot, falling back to 17th. Jules Tyrrell makes up one spot from 21st up to 20th. And following suit is Adam Starr getting from 22nd up to 21st. Might have a battle for the lead here as Tyler Fink has a run. See if he can pull it off. Disharoon holds pretty tight serve there, but Fink finds an opening and takes it. So Tyler Fink to the lead. This is going to help Craig Bush get into the mix up front here. In the meanwhile, we've also got Justin Day2 making some moves. He's now up to 4th. Lucas Holmes cracks into the top 5 for the first time today. JD Arrington dropping backwards. Adam Gerberian holding serve in 7th there. Lynn Farrell in 8th. Micah Mixer and Chris Hergeson rounding out your top 10. You got Tyler Aspinall and Ryan Blaney running 11th and 12th. This battle up front might get pretty interesting. Craig Bush is going to get by Tyler Disharoon as well. And we'll see what he's got for Tyler Fink, as front 2 positions are held by a Tyler. Ryan Blaney was to successfully make the pass there on Tyler Aspinall, putting him back to 12th. We definitely have quite a lot of separation amongst the drivers out there. We got bunches of mini packs running around. And amongst the packs, there is a lot of fight for position though. As we're looking here at the front again, it looks like the leader's in trouble, as Disharoon and Bush are both right on his tail. Craig Bush is gonna hold off at least another lap here, it looks like, but he's definitely got a run coming. Looks like he's gonna pull it off here. Nope, not quite. There we go, Disharoon on Fink for the lead, as it looks like Ndakagum is going to be the lap traffic they'll be dealing with here. Craig Bush looking pretty solid here. Might just get second. And does so in success. we're slowly approaching halfway here. Craig Bush is looking pretty strong. Craig Bush thinking about peeking inside here. Losing some ground here is Tyler Fink might make a peek inside. Everyone's pretty much holding serve at this point, halfway through the race. Looks like Nelson Morrison has dropped to 34th. Then we've got the number 2, Riley Sorrell Tracy in 33rd, Justin Patrick in 32nd, driver X running 31st, Bella Fawn running 30th, Ethan Creech running 29th, Tyler Lander running 28th, Noah Hobson running 27th, Josh Harrison running 26th, Brian Clark, Ewan What Army is 24th still, Dusty Redding, Clarence Bonner, Skylar Dixon. Okay, so Tristan Reams is 20th, but Adam Starr's made up some ground here. He's up to 19th. Dave Wilson, Roland Heidfeld, Jules T-Roll getting a little bit more ground made up on the front, up to 16th, as Cam Jordan's made up some ground here as well. Logan Nagy making up some space. Tyler Aspinall's been steadily running 11th, 12th, or 13th as he's worked his way back up to 12th, passing Micah Mixer. Ryan Blaney, Connor Cooper, Chris Hergeson, Lynn Farrell, Adam Gerber-Forian, Lucas Holmes, JD Arrington, Justin Daytu, and your top three with Disharoon, Bush, and Fink. Thinking Craig Bush is going to have a good opportunity at getting the lead this time around. Seems to have a run mountain here on Disharoon. Still mildly, Disharoon's a little bit faster. This is the most spread out they've been all night. We don't have many packs formed at all. I did bump the aggressive or the AI aggressivity up to 102%, which might have been a mistake. I've found that 101% seems to be kind of the happy medium, as we do have pit stops coming on lap 60 here. So if I'm not mistaken, our leaders are going to probably be the 28 and the 11, or the 26, my bad. 33. As they are coming out, the other guys, man, it's going to be close. 28 and 11 might still. 28 and 11. 26 and 33. Looks like Holmes here is going to make a pass on him for second. That is going to be a pass for second once the timing scoring recycles here. But Disharoon pits with the lead and comes back out with the lead. So let's see who are the big gainers after this. It looks like Holmes made up a lot of ground. I don't know where he came from, but he was definitely not in the top 5. And until I go through the rest of the field, we're going to stay here and watch because it looks like he might be flirting with taking the lead here too. These mile-and-a-half races go by so quickly. They got these cars so finely tuned to go around these joints in record pace for NASCAR Racing 2003. I simulated once a 500-mile event at Homestead, and it was under 2 hours, so that's good to know that I'll probably still be able to do some of the 500-mile races at some of these mile-and-a-half tracks going forward for the shortened Cup Series, as there's no stage breaks or anything else to slow down or hinder the race. It'll still fit a 2-hour time window. Adam Gerber-Forian made up some space on that pit strategy, getting him up to 3rd here. Craig Bush lost a little bit of ground, but definitely still in striking range. Tyler Fink and Lynn Farrell, who's running 6th, so he was able to gain some positions due to pit stops. JD Arrington, Ryan Blaney was able to definitely gain position on track. Tristan Reams, huge gainer. He was all the way back in the mid-20s, now running top 10. Then you got Micah Mixer, consistently top 10 all day today. Justin Day2, Skylar Dixon, Logan Nagy, and Connor Cooper. And you got Tyler Landa, who definitely made up a lot of space. Adam Stars doing good, up to 16th. And then Cam Jordan is held serve at about 17th. Tyler Aspinall lost a lot of ground here during the pit stops, falling all the way from 13th back to 18th. Dave Wilson, Clarence Bonner, Chris Ferguson is dropped, unfortunately. Ewan Wood Army holding serve at 22nd, as well as Jules T-Roll in 23rd. Dusty Redding, Noah Hobson, Bella Fawn, Ethan Creech, Roland Heidfeld and Brian Clark, Nelson Morrison, Josh Harrison, Driver X, who's 32nd right now, Justin Patrick, and Riley Sorrell Tracy, with Nadak Hagum as your last place driver, about to go a second lap down. I do believe Adam Gerber-Forian, let's see, did he win the last race that we ran? Yeah, so Adam was our last winner at Kentucky. Which only helped him grow his points lead exponentially over you and What Army. Unfortunately tonight, you and What Army having a struggle as it is probably going to drop in the point standings. I would wager that Tyler Disharoon will probably jump up to second. Justin Day 2 will probably hold serve in third. And it's anyone's guess beyond that. Craig Bush will probably jump up from 9th in the points into the top 5 with a solid 3rd place run as he's going right now. Seems like the Adam Gerber-Forian show for the season so far. He's been more than dominant. The way it's going, he'll probably be your first contender to get invited into the Cup Series. If he can start racking up wins left and right, it's going to be hard to argue. He hasn't won this race, that's for sure. Disharoon's been strong all night, and this would be the first win for Tyler Disharoon on the season as well. Adam could get back-to-back wins here and be the second driver this season to do so, as Jules T-Roll had won back-to-back races earlier. It'd only be fitting if Adam could somehow pull it off as well. Craig Bush here wants to try and get his second place back from Adam, as we've got a solid 3-car fight for the win here in the closing laps. Yet again, the separation starts to play a factor here as they bunch up and then they accordion out. Looks like our top 10 as they run: Disharoon, Gerber-Forian, Bush, Holmes, Fink, Farrell, Blaney, Day2, Reams, and Dixon. Then Micah Mixer, Connor Cooper, Logan Nagy, JD Arrington, Adam Starr, Tyler Landa, Tyler Aspinall, Cam Jordan, Chris Hergeson, and Clarence Bonner. In the meantime, we do have a slight disturbance for the lead here. Adams trying to make the move. It's looking like Disharoon's gonna hold tight on the outside. Yet again, we got the lap traffic of Nadakagum slowly sneaking into the picture here. Looks like that lap traffic's gonna cause some commotion as we've got just under 20 laps to go. This might very well bring it into a 4-car fight for the closing laps here, as Lucas Holmes is right there. We've got Toyota, Dodge, Ford, and Toyota. So it's a Ford Dodge sandwich. Toyota's the bread. Ewan What Army just didn't show up tonight, it seems. Been a rough go for him. He'll be lucky to get a 21st out of it in the 21 car. Seems to be the name of the game, though, for the Sylvania Bush League this year. If you get out front and lead, you're kind of the star of the show. It's weird how it seems like there's a different package for these guys. It is usually a different, a different guy up front each week, but the ultimate outlier here is Adam, who's always running consistent. He's going to get another solid finish here and only continue to stretch his points lead out. With just under 15 laps to go, we do have 4 cars that are still in contention here, all within a second of each other. Lynn Farrell's going to best his top 10 finish of last week with another top 10 finish this week, higher up, 6th place. Man, it seems to be a snooze fest for the front here. We do get a little bit of accordion effect, and then it separates back out. I don't believe Adam's got anything for Disharoon here. He might be saving up for one more late charge. We might see a side-by-side finish at the line, but other than that, Disharoon is stinking up the show here. Top 10 still remains relatively unchanged, as I mentioned that. JD Arrington cracks into the top 10 there. Skylar Dixon falling back to 11th. Tyler Aspinall is dropping back to 21st. Looks like Ewan Wood Army lost a spot and he's now down to 23rd. Jules T-Roll in 18th. Cam Jordan in 15th. You got Tristan Reams sitting solidly in 9th after having a rough start of it. It's starting to seem like Adam's got the running numbers of why does his name escape me? Running Max Verstappen's number and even sponsor. Seems that he's harnessing some of Max Verstappen's race ability here. Even though it looks like he dropped a spot there to Craig Bush. But Tyler Disharoon is walking away with it here. Ewan Wood Army made up a couple spots. He's back into 22nd. Let's head back to the back of the field and see how it's going, as I don't believe we're going to see a photo finish here. It's starting to look more and more bleak. Ewan Wood Army has Clarence Bonner within reach there. The ever-struggling Tyler Aspinall seems to be slowing those two up, which will help Ewan Wood Army get up and potentially catch one of them. Chris Hergeson had a top 10 run going early, and he's definitely going to finish outside the top 20 at this rate. Tyler Disharoon up front in the lead, has a half-second lead over Craig Bush. Okay, that lead is shrunk ever so slightly at the front, so let's keep an eye on it. We might get to see at least an interesting finish, hopefully. Everyone's played the pit strategy to perfection here. Some of them that struggled, such as Tyler Aspinall and Chris Hergeson, drop into the back. Ewan Wood Army just now cracked into 21st place, so he might be able to match his car number this evening. White flag as they go by this time by. Craig Bush is 0.35 seconds back, so he's going to need a miracle here if he wants to pass for the win. Perhaps a mechanical snafu or troubles for Disharoon, but it doesn't look like that's the case, as Tyler Disharoon is going to cruise to a dominating first victory of the season. Craig Bush with a solid second. This will likely move him into the top 5 in points. Adam Gerberian is doing as he has and is not giving up any ground for the points battle. Lucas Holmes gets his best finish with the top 5 tonight in the number 26 car. You got Tyler Fink, Lynn Farrell, Justin Day2, who will probably be up to 2nd or 3rd in the points now. Ryan Blaney, Tristan Reams with a solid top 10. JD Arrington and Micah Mixer. Adam Starr with a solid 12th. Jules T-Roll with a 13th. Connor Cooper with a 14th. Logan Nagy with a 15th. Tyler Aspinall was able to make up some ground in the closing laps there for 16th. Chris Hergeson, Dave Wilson, Clarence Bonner, Cam Jordan, Ewan Woodarmy, Nelson Morrison, Ethan Creech, the number 8 of Driver X, Roland Heidfeld, Noah Hobson, Bella Fawn, Josh Harrison, Brian Clark, Dusty Redding, Riley Sorrell Tracy, your last car on the lead lap, and then you had the 65 of Tyler Landa, 1 lap down, Skylar Dixon, 1 lap down, Nelson Morrison, no, the 54, that's Justin Patrick, 1 lap down, and Nadakagum, 2 laps down. So congrats to Tyler Disharoon, who I will have to post on Reddit so they know that they won the race. They're not part of the Discord channel. Race number 8 at Arizona is in the books. Kind of a heartbreak day for most that have been high running contenders week in, week out. Ewan Woodarmy is going to be kicking himself after a 21st place finish. His 2nd place in the points will be probably about 5th or worse now. So now the Bush League and the trucks will both have 25 races in a frantic summer frenzy. We're going to see a lot of racing action here within the month of August, and then I'll be in Portland the first week of September, but then it'll be back at it for the playoffs mostly in September to the finish all the way into November. We had a caution-free race here, no wrecks, no cautions, and I believe Tyler Disharoon led 90% of the laps this evening, so dominant performance from our winner. And bump that back down to 101. Test trial failed. It did not provide adequate racing. So, thanks for all that tuned in. It didn't show that I had any viewers, but that's only the people that have a YouTube account. I do know there are some people watching that don't have YouTube accounts, so YouTube won't show me that. But thanks again. Some of you might have noticed I had a name change on my server or my YouTube channel. We'll roll with it for now. If it seems like it's bleh, I might drop it, but I figured I'd maybe try to look more flashy, more something or other. So, anyways, Jakester out. Have a good night, and see you on the flip side.